Okay, I just want to give you a quick tip on speeding up your workflow by binding custom keyboard shortcuts to panels in the interface. So let me give you an example. In my image editing, I have a set of macros that I've created and I like to use regularly for things like masking and setting up live filter layers for sharpening, non-destructive sharpening, and local contrast addition, that type of thing. But as you can see, the library panel, where all the macros are located, takes up quite some real estate. And oftentimes I wish just at the flick of a keyboard button I could hide that panel when I'm not using it. Well, we can do that. If I find my way up to the Preferences menu here, and bearing in mind Preferences on Windows is under the Edit menu, we can navigate to Keyboard Shortcuts. And on the second drop down here, I can click Miscellaneous at the bottom. Then if we start to scroll down, we'll see options to toggle all of the panels on the interface. So what I can do is find Toggle Library Panel, click in the box here, and I could bind this to, say, Option M or Alt M. Then click Close. And now I can use Option M or Alt M to simply hide and show the panel at will. So here's a great scenario where this plays out. I've been editing an image, I've done some tonal work, some pixel brush work, that type of thing, and now I want to add some sharpening to finish it off. So I can select the layer above which I want to add the live filter layers, Option M, bring up my macros, selective sharpening, Option M, hide it again, done. And then I just select the layer, set up my brush how I want it, like so, and just paint onto the area I want to sharpen. Easy. And here is another scenario. If you like to use the Scopes panel to analyze the image, because you can preview using an RGB parade or a vector scope, among other options. Again, we can find our way to Preferences here, toggle Scope panel, so we can click in here and set this to, say, Option S or Alt S. Then Option S brings up the Scope panel, and we can choose our desired method to analyze the image. And also bearing in mind that if you float a panel out and leave it somewhere, it will retain its position. So for example, I can toggle it off using Option S and then toggle it back on, and it will stay where it was. And that persists between app restarts. So you can set up your interface exactly how you want to work and just use keyboard shortcuts to toggle the panels on or off as you need them. Just a final example, if you work a lot with 32-bit imagery and 3D renders, that type of thing, another useful panel to have is the 32-bit preview panel. So once again, just like the Scopes and the library panel, we can find it on the keyboard shortcuts here. Let's bind this to Control, Option and S, like so, or Control, Alt and S if you're on Windows. So Control, Option S, and there we go, our 32-bit preview panel shows up here. Once again, like Scopes, we can just float it anywhere we want and tweak the options at will. And then Control, Option S to hide it, do some work, Control, Option S, bring it back up, tweak again, Control, Option S, do some work. You get the picture. So there we go, just a neat little tip to enhance your workflow and make the app just that little bit quicker to zip around in and use on a daily basis. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check out the other video tutorials.